Oh, hello there. Good morning. Well, it's your boy Raven again. Wednesday. We're already halfway through the. We're already beginning our halfway point through the week. Not a bad way to go so far. Got some rather concerning news at work, and well, keep your fingers crossed, your prayers open, and all that for me for Friday, because Friday is going to be a real, kind of a difficult day. We'll just leave it at that. Anyway, yeah, you really can't see it, but there will be some extra cards today. And I know yesterday was a reading that I can guarantee you no one wants. No one ever wants a reading like that. But I have to tell you, I'm not pulling punches on this channel. They're all open, they're all honest. And if they're not for you, then perhaps they're for someone else. That's why I ask you, really only one thing, share the videos. If you really want to help the channel, share them. Drop a like, maybe drop a comment. As long as it's nothing really out there, it's pretty much permissible. As long as you can keep the discussion civil, that is. But anyway, today we are using Viking Oracle, naturally. And, I'm going to, there we go, that one. That one, I almost turned that card over, jeez. Okay. Yeah. I'm also dropping things left and right, I don't know why. But we have Runes of the Gods as well. And we have the Angels and Ancestors deck. I kind of got the feeling that kind of guidance was needed. Because we've talked about this all week so far. And the general theme running is, can't rest on your past successes. Your past successes are just that, they're past successes. That's a great track record. But you can't rest on them forever. People are going to seek constant proof that you know what you're doing. So stepping in, sometimes that's necessary. So, let's see what our guides and ancestors and runes have for us today. Shall we? I think we should. Hopefully it won't be as heavy of a reading. Hopefully we found the little piece of, that little nugget of strategy we needed to kind of turn things around. Get us out of the path of that thing that we were heading toward. But first card, Hell. We had an interesting discussion in the tribe about Hell, both the goddess and the realm last night. Not a lot was ever really said about how she governed it. And depending on who you talk to, it was a place of, brightly lit peace and just a very, very nice place. Or it could be a place of eternal twilight. But the common thread there was it was always a place of rest. And so anyone who died of old age or disease or sickness or whatever, that's where they went. And it wasn't a place to be feared. It was just one of those places where you would go. I think the fear of it was the fading away of sorts. Like your name would never go into legend. But here's the thing. She symbolizes death. Now, we know that something needs to end. We need to keep moving through the difficult circumstances and don't get stuck. And we may need to rest at the end of that At the end of that difficulty, we may need some rest. And you walk toward a place of rest. The road is long, sun is setting, you have your shoes, you know it's time to pause and allow your name to be given elsewhere until your time to see the dawn again. Let's check out the guide and see what's going on, because this is you right now. This is you needing that rest. This is you needing to kind of endure and stick out the difficult time. I would not be surprised in the least if we saw not these pop up today. I would not be surprised. Sunstone. Remember what we were just talking about with hell? It could be a place of eternal twilight. Could be even a consistently overcast day. Think about those sunstone crystals, was that they help people, namely on ships, to navigate. Because those sunstone crystals, they had this weird way of cutting through the fog and the mist and the overcast to help you find the true location of the sun so you could figure out where you were. Hey, those seafarers, they used a lot of triangulation in their navigation. They weren't just dumb brutes. They knew exactly what they were doing. And so if you know exactly what you're doing and you know how to find your way, that's what you're being guided to do. Find your way. Help others find theirs. Now, your present situation right now is Uruz. So you need to display a certain kind of strength, a certain kind of courage and resolve. You know, I also see freedom in that card. And let me tell you something, nothing pisses off others more than you acting free and not seeking their permission, their consent, or approval, but doing so in a way that's calm and dispassionate. I'm serious. You can just watch people tear themselves apart. They can't believe someone would think a certain way, someone would act a certain way, because that wasn't done with permission. You don't need it. All you need is your strength and your resolve. You need the courage to stand up. And that's your current situation, is having that courage. Having the ability to accept the things you can't change the things that you can, or sometimes just changing things that you can't seem to accept. But now, some things do need to be accepted. I mean, gravity is a thing. As much as many of us want to take off like Superman, that's something you have to accept, that, you know, you're not going to be able to just, you know, fly. At least not like it's shown in the movies, right? Okay. So the action is in Durasaz. And you need that strength to meet your challenges right now. You may need to resolve some conflicts. As a matter of fact, I know for a fact some of us can see the conflict coming. We saw it coming yesterday. It's important that you don't shy away from it. Because let me put it to you this way. Every sword... Actually, you know what? Let me give you a better example right here. Sometimes, if you meet me in person, sometimes you'll see this writing on my belt. And the one thing that comes out of it the most is this. Every one of these blades, every one, without exception, are forged. Sometimes the steel is forged in sheets. These are cut out with a laser, and then they're just tapped out, sharpened. They go through big vats. Just the blades themselves, they go through big vats. If you ever want to, you're so inclined, check out how it's made. The how it's made shows are up on YouTube or possibly other streaming services. You'll see these and Swiss Army knife blades and all kinds of stuff. they're just dropped into very wet stones, big vats of very wet stones that are just shaken constantly. And that polishes these blades. They are put through so much that you really don't know about by the time it gets to your hands. And the reason a Leatherman tool like this is so sought after is because you really only have to buy one. You find a model that fits you and you buy it. They're quality for a reason. But before they're shining quality in your hands, they are beaten. They take all kinds of abuse. It is controlled abuse, but it is meant to, harden it, sharpen it, and make it useful for you, and to make it your go-to item. So far, these two cards, Uruz and Thurusaz, are showing you that the days of your being soft are over. The days of your being lazy are over. The days of you not doing anything to achieve your dreams, they're over. You have to make a decision, and the time may be painful. Just as it was told on Monday, you have to take the action. Just as it was told yesterday, you have to take that kind of action. You have to quit resting around thinking, well, it's just going to come to me. It's not. It's not at all. You have to do the work. Your magic. Your work. Because the outcome is Yera. And this is where you reap the rewards of your own success. Now, the reading is hardly over. We still have the Angels and Ancestors cards to look at. I really don't need to explain success earned. Sorry, I don't have my words today. I don't need to explain that to you. You get that. But you're going to go through some pretty difficult times that you need to be very strong for in order to get there. You need to find your true north. You need that. This is going to be these are the three most important cards in this spread right now. But something has to end for that new beginning to occur. And you have to figure out what it is. You have to be that sunstone. You have to be that focus. Now let's see what's coming up next. We have the lady here. We have a spirit fox. And we have a traveler. So, the lady tells you, enjoy growth and reap the rewards. Aren't these two going together so well already? I mean, it looks like the ancestors have picked up right where the runes left off. That's a great relationship. Now, you're going to have to trust your talents and abilities in these changing times. Go with what you know. Go with what has worked. There's a difference between going with what has worked, or what you know works, and resting on your past success. If you rest on your past success, it's like, okay, I'm done. I'm done learning. I'm done doing all this. I don't really need any more. And that is no way to get anything else done. Do you know why billionaires constantly do stuff? Why they have multitudes of businesses? Why they are constantly doing things that make people go, well, you could have done X with your money. It's because they enjoy the thrill of the chase. The fact is, they're not actually looking for more money. Ooh, my bad. Why does anyone continuously do what they do? Because they enjoy the thrill of the chase. I know if I'm a billionaire, I'm probably going to have about 4 or 5 businesses all running. Not because I want more money, but because I enjoy the success and I enjoy chasing it. That's why they do the things they do. That's why they buy things that pay them. They don't need the businesses. They just buy the things that pay them. They buy, stocks, bonds, crypto, precious metals. They'll buy mines to that stuff. And believe one thing, it's not money there. It's not more money they're after. It's the thrill of the chase. It's knowing that their talents and abilities come into use. They're not resting on their past successes. They know what works and they're using it. You can do the same. It might not make you a billionaire. Might not even make you a multi-thousandaire, but it will produce results. The traveler tells you to move in a new direction. And that's where that sunstone comes in. You need to find your direction first. Because what is the traveler without their true north? You see? Listen, you have what it takes. You know what you need to do. And yeah, maybe you're rolling your eyes at it. Maybe you're like, hoping it'll come easy. But it's not going to come easy. You're going to have to do some work, but you know the best ways to do it. Or maybe you figured out a more efficient way to do it. And there's nothing wrong with that. Go right ahead. If you figured out a better way to do something than what you were doing before, give it a try. You never know. The great thing about this reading is that it's not as heavy as it was yesterday. Yesterday was pretty heavy. I'm not going to lie. It's heavy as a day in the history of this channel. But today is better news. Because now we're through all that. Now we know where our talents and abilities lie. Now we can lean on those. Maybe even sharpen them. Ladies and gentlemen, believe it or not, you are still being forged. The question is, what will your use be? Because you are very useful, either to yourself, someone else, or maybe both. And today is your day. If you want to become a multi-tool, become a multi-tool. Meaning, make yourself useful in multiple ways. If you want to focus on one thing and do it well, do it. Build your skills. Develop yourself, because that's what this is. This is all about self-development, but you're going to have to lead by example with this. No one's going to do it for you, and that's the bad news. Anyway, that's all I have for you for today. I hope you do well today. I hope you remember I love you all. Take care of yourselves and each other. I hope you always do what lights you up. And as always, I hope you shine on. We're still talking about success at the end of things. That's why I said this reading wasn't as heavy as yesterday's. You know, prettiest flower you ever saw Had to push through a lot of dirt to get there. Keep that in mind. But I'm about to go on high notes for the Rune of the Week. I hope that you stayed for this little post-credit scene, because guess what? There's also something else I completely forgot to mention. In the description below, I have part 2 of the tribal podcast I did with Stein Fox over at Tribe of the Greyhorn Pagans, which is an excellent group, for which I've been bestowed the title of Viking, which means shaman. And if I'm mispronouncing it, comment down below. Oops. My goodness, they tend to go head to head a lot on me. Actually, Spirit Animal deck does that a lot. Kind of hard to do it when you have kind of a wounded thumb here, but managing the best I can there. There we go. And you know, last week's Rune of the Week was Algiz, which was all about success, awakening, and protection. So, wonder what this week's going to look like. That should be interesting. I know we got Isa for like 2 weeks in a row. I was like, how do we do that? Alright, so I'm just going to shuffle these a couple times. Might give it an overhand shuffle. There we go. Okay. There we are. But anyway, you got talents and abilities, you got gifts, use them. You can wait around for someone more gifted than you. You can do that. But at the end of the day, they're going to get all the recognition. They're going to have all the success. And my question is, if you're willing to give it away like that, what makes you think you don't deserve that? I have to ask that question a lot. Because even I have days like that where I'm like, I'd rather let this person do it. Then I get that little thought in my head and I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. Now I'm calling that person down, hey, I've got this going on. How do I deal with this? 9 times out of 10 I get a really good answer like, okay, try this, now this, now this. Now every time you do that, just do these things. You know. And then whenever that situation comes up again, I know exactly what to look for and I know exactly how to do it. And whenever I do get that, hey, you're the best, or hey, great job, thank you so much, I know that's my work. Because it's my work I put in. I had to learn it from someone else, but it's still my work. And something to be proud of. So go out there, get it done. Make your name. That's the most important thing. You're here for a reason. Figure it out. Get it done. There's that scene in that movie Troy where the little boy who's trying to get Achilles to the battlefield after a long night says, I've seen this guy, he's big, he looks intimidating, there's no way I'd fight him. And Achilles looks at him and says, that's why no one will ever know your name. There's a reason why people knew the name of Achilles. Let them know your name. Alright? Take care. Love you.